Hello, everybody. So I want to talk about my paranormal experiences I've had through my life. I've dealt with paranormal probably longer than I ever have with Bigfoot or UFOs, but UFOs is a close second. My first experience with paranormal, I was 3 years old. My mom's mom helped keep me alive when I was born. When I was born, my lungs were born together. I had to be shooken 24/7 to stay alive because I couldn't breathe on my own. And she helped to keep me alive by doing that. So she was pretty close to me. And then when the tragic thing happened that happened, I was 3 years old, and we lived in St. Joe, Missouri, up on up on uh, man, I think it was King Hill. I can't remember exactly, but we was living up there with my half brother's dad, and the attic was right next to our rooms. My mom and dad's room was on one side, and mine and my brother's room was on the other side, and the attic went from one side to the other. I always heard noises in there, and so one day I got the courage and I wanted to go in there and check. Well, I seen this lady, which years down the road kind of find out was my grandmother, floating there, and all she would say is, "Eric, I love you and I will always protect you." And I vividly remember one day being scared, and I was asleep at the top of the stairs because mom and dad wouldn't, they were down there watching TV. They kept telling me go up, go to bed, and I was just scared to death. I just didn't want to be in my room. So I curled up in a ball and slept on top of the stairs. I remember waking up being held in the air by my grandmother, and just her saying that, I love you and I got you, you're okay. And I was scared. I was scared to death. I mean, I was petrified. I was yelling and screaming. I mean, that was a scary moment for me. And then throughout the years, I mean, I've been all over this world while in the military. I have seen the firewalkers there in, King Kamehameha's guards. I've seen them in Hawaii when I was stationed there. I had a World War II soldier that stayed in our home with me and my first wife and my stepson. I've seen all kinds of ghosts and demons and stuff like that. I mean, this stuff is real. I've seen it. I've seen it all over this world. I mean, it's unreal how far or how much paranormal activity is in this world that you got to be, I guess, in tune to see. So, I mean, I have seen the black dog when I was driving to work one night back when I worked a lot of hours. I was 16. I've seen the white lady along the road, just down the road from me. I used to hang out with a guy we called Doc. He looked like Colonel Sanders. He was a professor at SMSU. He lived down the road from us with his mom. He stayed with his mom, was taking care of her. He used to come out here and do some plowing and brush hogging for us, and he was a good man. And I remember one day I was sitting there hanging out with him. He goes, "Hey, it's almost midnight. You need to go home." I was like, "What do you mean, Doc?" He goes, "Man, you don't want to be on this road at midnight." And it's Heritage Road, if I remember right. And I was like, "Oh, whatever, Doc." He goes, "No, I'm serious, man." He goes, "There's some evil stuff that happens at midnight around here." He goes, "Your vehicle's shut off and you'll start hearing a bunch of satanic crap." And I chalked it off as Doc is pulling my leg, because Doc was good about pulling people's leg. And so anyways, I decided I'd leave, and I got to the end of the road of H Highway and Heritage, and I had a 79 Ford F1, no, I'm sorry. I had my 76 Dodge whenever this happened. I am wrong, I'm sorry. I had my 76 Dodge when this happened. And all of a sudden, all my electronics in my truck, everything just died. Wouldn't do a damn thing. And of course, I didn't have AC in my truck. Back then, our AC was the windows down. As fast as you was driving, that's how much air came through your truck. That was our AC. And so I started freaking out. I was like, "Man, Doc ain't full of crap." And all of a sudden, I kept hearing this weird chanting like shit. I mean, best way to describe it was satanic like. I mean, you could feel the evil in the air. Oh man, I freaked the F out. I mean, it scared the crap. And to this day, I was 16. I'm 44. To this day, I still will not go down that road or be around that road at midnight. I've seen and fought some evil things in this world. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If you want to do it, that's your funeral, man. Nope, I'm not doing it. That scared the crap out of me. And I mean, I'm guessing it was 10 minutes. Honestly, I don't know how long it lasts. To me, it felt like 10 minutes. It could have been a minute. It could have been more. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, all my electric stuff started working on my truck, and bam, I started up, and I was gone. I pushed the pedal to the floor, and I didn't let up till I got home. That scared the crap out of me. In Shellwater Bay training area in Australia, I mean, I've sat there at nighttime and watched figures go across out in that training area, and you can tell they weren't living because they're kind of transparent. You know, I mean, it was cool. Hawaii is probably the most haunted place I've ever been. There is so much paranormal activity in Hawaii. It is not even funny, man. There's a lot of paranormal activity in Hawaii. That is, out of everywhere I've been in this world, Hawaii is the most haunted place I've ever been. I don't know what it is about that island, but man, it is. For all you paranormal investigators out there, you want to make a career doing paranormal investigation, go to Hawaii. Go to Schofield Barracks. Go to Kaneohe Bay. Go to, oh my God, Camp Hansen. I mean, not Hansen. That's Okinawa. Japan. That's another one. There's a lot of paranormal activity in Japan too. There's a lot there, but Hawaii by far, every island, Kauai, Big Island, Oahu. I mean, all them islands out there in Hawaii, tons of paranormal activity out there. I mean, just chock full of it. I mean, here I've got a little girl that likes to sing and dance down in around my old trailer that I lived in before I bought the place and moved up to this one. There's nights I like to sleep with my windows open in the spring and fall, get that cool, fresh air through the house. And there's nights I'll lay in bed and I can hear her down there singing and playing. I used to have a lady down there. My guess she's like mid to late 20s. She used to mess with my stuff at night. Or while I'm gone, I come home, and one day I got tired of it, and I said, you got two options. And option one, you can live here and not mess with me and my kids. As soon as you mess with me and my kids, you're evicted. I'll evict you. You are not going to live in this house. We can coexist together. That is fine. You're not going to you can mess with me or my kids. And a lot of people don't understand this. You have the power in your home. You are the one that can say, yes, you can be here. No, you cannot. And if you read a lot of stories, and it's not just paranormal, I mean, this is supernatural and everywhere. You have the power in your home to say, yes, you can come in, and no, you can't. And people need to understand that. But, I mean, I have that goes on down here. I have been in woods and jungles and desert. I mean, hell, that desert I've been in a few times. That place is... That's an interesting place. There's a lot of crap over there too. It makes you go, what the hell? Recently, this is sad. This is hard for me here, guys. I'm sorry. This is going to be a hard story for me. I lost my mother a couple years ago. Truthfully, I blame myself. I listened to the doctors and nurses, and I didn't verify with my mom, and we lost her. And so, I mean, that weighs up. I know everybody tells me it's not your fault, but to me, I just can't shake that feeling. And I remember a couple days after it happened, I mean, I was in my room for a long time. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to socialize. I didn't want to be. I mean, I was just. I was hurting. I was in a dark place. And I'd got up, went to my doorway, was checking on my daughters, and I wasn't there a couple seconds, just long enough to see what they're doing and check on them. And I turned around, my TV had been picked up, turned and tilted and set back down. And then a couple days after that, it was just me and Dad here. And I'm sorry. I was laying in bed crying. I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I was crying, and I kept hearing a little girl say, "Eric, Eric." And I got up. Dad wasn't in his chair. I didn't see him. My daughters were at school, and there was nobody here but the animals, Dad, and me. Later on, Dad came out, and I said, "Hey, did you holler for me a little bit ago? I heard the little girl's voice holler for me." He goes, "No, I was in the bathroom." All this happened within a couple weeks after Mom's death. And every now and then, I get the feeling she's here. I've posted 4 1-minute videos on this channel of me interacting with a ghost here, and that's just from when I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I get a feeling that something's here, and I'll turn that little thing on and try to react. That's one of the most recent ones. Man, I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I mean, I get stuff here too. I'll get to swearing. Like one day, a couple months ago, my youngest was at school. There's nobody here but me and the dogs, and I could have swore I heard my youngest daughter calling my name, and going, "Daddy, I need you, Daddy," and she wasn't here. That's been in the last couple months. I hear people walking around out there all the time. I've had lights that I know for a fact I've shut off, and then I've came back in there a couple hours later and the lights were turned on. I've had my TV I know that I've shut off and it's been turned on. But the paranormal's all over there, so I wanted to share some of my paranormal stuff that I've dealt with. Man, I mean, I've just seen it all over this world, and I mean, it's something real. But that's some of my paranormal stories. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to hear your guys's. Have a blessed day. Thank you.